Auburn, playoffs, next season, 2026. Let's talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nick Frazier, and welcome to Water Cooler Talk Sports, man. Welcome around the water cooler. First off, I would like to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed to the channel. We have hit 1,000 subscribers, and now we thank you so much for that, man. We appreciate you so much for that. So much gratitude for that. If this is your first time here around the water cooler, please hit the subscribe button, like the video, share the video, comment on the video. If you are a returning viewer, please like the video, share the video, comment on the video. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, because now we are still going this way, and now we are on the road to the next milestone of 2,000. So please continue to tap in with us here at Water Cooler Talk Sports, and we appreciate you so much. We thank you all for that. But let's get into the video today, man. Auburn football in the playoffs next season in 2026. Is that an irrational thought? We've had this conversation a little bit on the pod. We haven't really delved into it, but we will do that throughout the offseason. But I wanted to take some time and just have this conversation a little bit and get your thoughts and put my thoughts out there of why I feel that Auburn potentially could make a run and be a playoff team next year. I don't think that is an irrational thought. Well, let's get into it. First off, you look at Auburn football and we look at this season. We look at what this season, what was the missing piece this season for Auburn football? It was a competent offense. That's what it was. A competent offense was the missing piece for Auburn football this season. You saw what happened when the head coach was removed from that equation, and you saw the offensive coordinator take full control of the offense. You saw what the offense could be. Pair that with what the defense looked like for majority of the season and what Auburn could have been. Now you go out and you hire a guy in Alex Golesh. You go out and you hire this guy who has been at places that has developed quarterbacks. Brock Purdy at Iowa State, Hendon Hooker and Joe Milton at Tennessee, Byron Brown at USF. You see this guy, you see the progress, you see the track record that he has. And you can't help but be excited about what potentially can be at Auburn next year. It's not an irrational thought for us to sit here and say that Auburn could be a playoff team next year. Not an irrational thought at all. Alex Golesh has this mentality about him that I just am firmly believing in. The more that I learn about this man, the more that I read about him, the more that I hear his story, there's just this firm belief that I believe that he's going to get this right quick. He's even said it himself that he has to get this thing done quick to get proof of concept. Man, I'm excited, man. But the reason why we feel that way is because, secondly, you look at the roster. You look at the talent that's on this roster. Yes, Auburn has had some guys announce that they want to leave and want to enter the transfer portal to find other, opportunities that are best for them. More power to them. You go where you feel like you will be able to perform the best. But you haven't seen a mass exodus of players on this roster. He's even said it himself. He doesn't want to blow this roster up. Coach Golesh said he doesn't want to blow it up. He just wants to find the guys that want to be here at Auburn and want to win at Auburn and win for Auburn. That's all it is. I don't think that's hard. Do you want to be a part of the team? Do you want to be a player-led team? Because guess what? We are going to make that happen. Which leads into my next point of him being a process-driven, detail-oriented type person. When you look at the programs in college football that have had sustained success, when you talk about the Alabamas of college football, when you talk about the Ohio States, when you talk about the Georgias, when you talk about those three kind of programs, you look at the processes and the systems that those programs had in place. They were process, system, detail-oriented organizations is what they were. And the more we sit here and we listen to Coach Alex Golesh, the more we sit here and we talk about what he wants to do, and he talks about what he wants to do and how he wants to find the best people that will fit the system for what needs to be done here at Auburn. When he talks about not potentially chasing, top 10 classes, but finding the right fit. That right there tells you something. That tells you that they have a process in place, that they have an understanding of what it is that they need to do in order to win. That tells you one other thing too, that they know how to develop. They know how to make guys better from the time they step foot on campus to the time that they end and leave Auburn University. We talk about the roster is what we've talked about so far. How they evaluate is what we talked about. We talked about the process drivenness and the detail orient or how detail oriented this staff is. We've talked about what we saw this season, and I know Auburn fans are tired of this about how close Auburn is. But you saw it. You saw it. The thing that was missing was that system, that detail, that oriented. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is the mindset and culture. When you have a mindset and a culture change, that's partly due to the process and the system that's put in place. So if we put all of that together, if we put everything that we just talked about together, if we put the talent that this roster has, you're evaluating the guys that fit the system, and then evaluate guys that may be in the portal that want to come in and fill in spots that can help win now. When you talk about instilling a system of processes and a detail-oriented system that you can just put down and that it will just replicate itself year in and year out. And then when you do that, that changes a culture and that changes a mindset in the players. And now it becomes a player-led organization with direction from the coaches. Because the coaches have set the process in the system because it comes from them. Now the players have to take that, believe it, and now they have to go with it and run with it and transfer that to the next class, the next class, the next class, so that it just continually replicates itself each year and out. And that's how you end up having a machine. And when that happens, more than likely you have teams that win national championships. You have teams that are perennial powerhouses. You have the Alabamas of the world. You have the Georgias of the world. You have the Ohio States of the world. You have the Oregons of the world. You have those teams. So when you look at this guy and when you listen to him talk, about what he wants to do here, and then you see the track record that he's had at other places, taking a USF team that only won 4 games before he became the head coach, and then win 23, 24 games in the next 3 years. When you see that, when you see the excitement that's around this man, when you see how serious he is, when you listen to him talk about, I don't do anything but ball. I don't have hobbies. I talk ball. When you have a man like that at the helm of your program, people have no choice but to fall in line. They have no choice but to get on the train or get off. And that's what Auburn has been needing for a while. We've been having too much fun at Auburn for a while. It's time to get serious about football. And I believe Auburn has the right man at the helm to do that. I believe he does. So when we talk about the roster talent and the evaluation that this staff has, when we talk about implementing the system and the details that need to be done in order for this system to run right, and then you talk about doing that changes the culture and the mindset, it is not irrational for Auburn to be in the playoff conversation next year. It is not. And even when you look at Auburn's schedule next year, if I'm not mistaken, 4 or 5 of the teams that Auburn will be playing will have new head coaches as well. So where's the advantage? I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I think Auburn has a legit chance of making noise year one. I think they do. I think they do. There are still things that we have to see. There are still things that have to happen. You still have to understand what the roster will look like. I don't think there will be a lot of turnover. I don't think there will be a mass exodus of guys that have helped contribute to on this team. But if all of that stays intact, if people buy in, if the fan base buys in, if the players buy in, Auburn could legitimately start this dynasty and start this machine of being a perennial powerhouse in college football for decades. And that is something that I've been wanting to see at Auburn for a long, long time, because we have not had it. We have not had it. And we have the opportunity right now to instill that and be winners again at Auburn.